Hey everybody, Iron Obi here, and I'm back again to talk more about Destiny 2 news. I hope you guys aren't too tired of that. It's been a kind of a big topic in the news recently, and it's come to my attention. I was just brainstorming this while I was playing it. The big controversy with Bungie and Destiny locking players who previously owned content in the base game of Destiny 2 being locked out of it since they haven't bought the $20 expansion Curse of Osiris. And this is a point of contention with the community. This is something that Bungie did in Destiny 1 when it came to the Dark Below, the first $20 expansion. They locked people out of content. I think it ended up, if I remember, it ended up still going through, so people didn't really care that much. But this is something, this time around, seems so shady, especially with the backlash that Destiny 2 has been getting from the community and just the, players and video game outlets kind of worldwide. My fix for this, and hear me out on this one, because it's game-changing, not really, it's actually quite simple and fair from my point of view, is that Curse of Osiris, when Season 2 officially launched for Destiny 2, when you bought Curse of Osiris, in my opinion, should only give you access to the main campaign for Curse of Osiris, the new raid lair, new exotics and new weapons and new armors that are related with Curse of Osiris. So that's Brother Vance on the Lighthouse, you can get his armor set, and the Forge weapons, that's Curse of Osiris exclusive. But leave everything else out to the player base and give that to everybody, because nobody loses from this. Heroic strikes, it's like two new strikes. Just give it to the community. Like, literally, no one. That's not a bad. Like, the community. Yeah, maybe the strikes can be a point of contention. But then maybe you could do the heroic strikes and then just do one for the Curse of Osiris if you want to go play those. Give the 2 PvP maps away, because it's literally, at least on Xbox where I play, it's only 2 maps. Just give those to the free play, the people, not even the free players, the people who paid $60 for your game for continued support. Give it to them. Just give them those 2 maps. It doesn't matter. It's literally inconsequential as someone who personally owns the Curse of Osiris DLC. Give the 2 maps away to people. And as for the prestige mode of the raid has been completely locked out if you don't own the $20 DLC. My radical game-changing idea here, watch out, is literally why don't we just raise the level cap and the power gap with every season that we get updated? Why do we need, you don't need Curse of Osiris. So when Season 2 launched, this last Tuesday, if you do not own Curse of Osiris, what you would get with this update is the ornaments coming with everything. That's your Crucible, your Vanguard, your Iron Banner, your Raid, and your Trials. All get the tokens and the new armor systems and the ornaments from that. But your Raid, base level Raid, normal mode Leviathan Raid, goes up to goes up to 300, I think is where it is now. And then the Prestige version moves up to 330. But every player can go to 335 Light and get to level 25. You do not need to own Curse of Osiris to level that character back up even more. I literally have a friend who was like, if that was the way this system was introduced, I would actually be playing that game. I'd have a reason to go back in and get that extra, grind out that extra stuff, get those new armors and weapons. I'd be looking more forward to those events. Because they've kind of gone that way a little bit with this system, because if you don't own, believably, I don't think this is the case, if you don't own Curse of Osiris, you're not locked out of Trials, from what I remember, and you shouldn't be locked out of doing the weapons and armor from Iron Banner or faction rallies. We'll know next Tuesday, after this video comes out, but, they've already kind of gone halfway in, with most of the stuff being free. So literally just give most of the other stuff away. Like, coming out of the $20 DLC pack, it doesn't really make that big a difference to me. Again, just give everybody in the community reasons to come back and play your video game. Level everybody up to 25. Let everybody go to 25. Let everybody go to 335. But just buying the Curse of Osiris DLC just gets you access to Mercury, the Curse of Osiris campaign, the Curse of Osiris weapons and armor from Brother Vance, and of course the Forge weapons from the planet, and some new exotics and stuff that Zerg can sell. Like that's such a minute thing, and as someone who has already basically paid for the $20 expansion, if that was how that worked, I'd be completely fine with that, because at least it means that I have a reason to get back into the game. And that when I go up to my friend and he says, what's changed? I go like, well, there's 2 new strikes, so there's 2 new maps you can play, The Iron Banner is going to come back with new ornaments, so his trial is going to come back with new ornaments. The raid's been leveled up again, so now the raid's even harder. Now, if you didn't own the expansion, obviously you can't go into the raid layer, or, you know, mind-blowing idea, you could just give away the raid layer, because it's literally like maybe an hour and a half. I think the first raid team the raid started at 1. I think the team finished at like 4, so it was like a 3-hour experience because they didn't know what they were doing at first. But once you know what you were doing, that raid layer is probably going to be cut down to maybe an hour and a half. Not a very long experience. So give the raid layer away. It's not that big. It's not that big a deal. Someone who owns the campaign expansion, and maybe other people feel that way because this is really just an opinion piece. But I felt that this was important enough and an interesting enough of idea that I would love to see Bungie fully embrace, because it would give nothing but good feelings from the community. The community was still like, this is great. You can still play the game, you can still level up when the new season comes in, you can still gear up when the new season comes in. Curse of Osiris just gives you generally new things to go do, but if you don't own that $20 expansion, you can still come back in the game and work towards something and look forward to things in the game. Because as it stands right now, if you don't own Curse of Osiris, you're locked out of endgame activity, you're locked out of the reason you're leveling up, that big event at the end of that road, there's a gate that's just come down around it. And unless you swipe your credit card through, you cannot get through and do that content where 3 months ago, a month ago, you originally could. It's just it's an asinine decision from Bungie. Feels like a weirdly old, archaic practice that they did with Dark Blow about 4 years ago. It just feels so disjointed after they've kind of tried to make strides toward the community and try to really talk more with the people in the community, and ended up just becoming like this, like, yeah, we're really listening, but also here's this thing that if you don't buy, you basically have no reason to come back and play the game anymore. So I just don't see this as a great move from Bungie, locking players out. Maybe my solution's not perfect, but it seems the easiest, and not only would it be easy for Bungie to sell that, like literally like boom, season 2, you get all this new content. Curse of Osiris also launches, but if you didn't get Curse of Osiris, there's still yada 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 to complete, things to do, bring people who maybe lapsed, who don't know if they want to buy the $20 DLC. Maybe they get back into Destiny 2 and they say, hey, you know what, I kind of want to know what that, that Mercury experience, I want to see what that, that weapon looks real cool. Where'd you get that weapon? Oh, I got it from the Forge in Mercury. And they go like, okay, maybe I'll grab the Osiris expansion. Like, it's about image, but it doesn't mean you can't roll your public image into making profits. Like, it's a simple system that I'm suggesting of just giving the people who don't own the DLC the ability to play the content that they've already played, that they're not getting locked out of, and then just increase the level cap, because it's just 5 levels. It's just 30 light levels. It's not really, it doesn't hamper the people who bought the DLC that much. And I can't imagine that people who own the DLC are going to go like, what? No, I don't want that. More people playing Destiny 2? I don't want more of that. There's too many as it is now. Bring my friends back in who have lapsed and don't want to play the game anymore. Bring them reasons to come back into the game and play with me. I don't want any of that. So hopefully with the next DLC, we don't know, the Rasputin DLC coming in spring of next year, we can, I'm not guaranteeing it's going to happen, but it would blow me away if literally they just, maybe even, a month or two after Osiris launches, they just let you, give some of that content away, bring those LATS players back into the game. I don't know, guys, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like the video, it does help me out a lot. Subscribe to the channel so we can have some more ongoing discussions, and I can hear your opinions about what you think should be done about the DLC situation. And do you deplore Bungie? Do you disagree with how they're doing this? Do you agree with how they're doing this? Please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, guys, I've been Iron Obi, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.